Got a 700,000 budget and stuck between Melbourne and Sydney? Let's break it down. One gives you more choice, more growth, and more momentum, and the data proves it. Let's start with the obvious. What can you actually buy? In Sydney, 700,000 gets you maybe a 2-bedroom unit. In Melbourne, that same money gets you a 3-bedroom house on a land in a key suburbs. Straight away, Melbourne wins on value. But here's what really matters: supply and demand. In Melbourne, active listings are down, buyers are piling in, and homes are selling faster every month. That means less competition for you now and more competition if you wait. Sydney listings are tight too, but buyer activity is cooling. In contrast, Melbourne has 8 times more properties on the market, but they're moving really fast because demand is rising. So let's have a look at the data between Melbourne and Sydney. Inside the SuburbsFinder platform, we'll go to navigation and click on suburb houses. So in our example, our budget is 700,000 and we're solely focused on houses. On the filter section, we'll click on region, we'll unselect all, and we'll type in Melbourne, and we'll select all. Now we're selecting 508 suburbs, all the suburbs in Melbourne. Next, we'll type in Sydney, and we'll add all the Sydney suburbs. Now we have a total of 1,275. Next is we'll set the median price within our budget. So we'll go down under performance metrics, median price, and we'll set this to 700,000. Now we have 64 suburbs that matches our criteria. Next, we'll go up again to our location filters and we'll click on state, uncheck Victoria. Now you can see that the options in New South Wales for the budget of 700,000 is very limited because we only have 3 suburbs within the Sydney region, while in Victoria, we have 61 suburbs as options. So this alone proves that for a 700,000 budget, we're looking for a house or an investment, we have more options in Melbourne area. So we'll just check New South Wales again, and we'll apply more filters to help us identify the best location to buy investment properties. The next filter that we'll apply is vacancy rate. So we'll go back to performance filters and click on vacancy rate, and we'll put this below 2%. Now we're down to 32 suburbs. We can also see them in the map where they are. You can see here, these are the areas in Melbourne, and we only have 1 in New South Wales. So we'll go back to the list view. The next metric that we'll use is the rental yield. So we'll set the rental yield to a minimum of 4% and above. Now we're down to 15. And out of the 15, 14 of those suburbs are within the Melbourne area. Next filter we'll implement is a demand filter. So we'll use sales days on market and set it up for 30 days and below. Now we're down to 8 suburbs. Next, we can compare any of the 8 suburbs. So we're not only looking at the current performance of these suburbs, but we can also see how they performed historically and where is it going based on looking at the trend. Looking at the median price, median rent, rental yield. As we can see here, the yield has started to go up. Vacancy rate has been consistent under 2% and below over the past 3 years. The stock on market has been pretty consistent at 2% and below. We can also see the development approvals of the local government areas where each of these councils belong. And we can also see what's the percentage of renter and owner-occupier over the past 25 years. As we can see here, Mernda in Victoria over the past 20 years has always been an owner-occupier area. Now, these are just some of the filters that you can use to narrow down and identify locations where to buy investment properties. Melbourne's affordability is better, and its rental market is under pressure, which means investors are jumping in too. If I'm buying at 700,000, Melbourne gives me better fundamentals, more flexibility, and more upside. Again, this is Gilbert. See you next time.